Well, good morning. Welcome to worship at Zion this morning. Jen and Matt, we're so glad that you are with us. We wanted to spotlight your ministry for the months of May and June as you are the recipients of our benevolence. And so we had a few questions for you that might help us better understand what's going on at Lutherhill, some of your stories, and some of the needs. So why don't you start by just introducing yourselves and Lutherhill?
Well, hi there. Thank you so much for taking the time to treasure Lutherhill, to pray for us, and to partner with us in our good ministry. My name is Pastor Jen Kindsvatter. I serve as the Director of Programs for Lutherhill Ministries. I kind of grew up in outdoor ministry and started out as a camper and then camp staff, and now I'm so delighted to serve as a pastor for Lutherhill.
My name is Matt Kindsvatter. I serve as the executive director. Been here at Lutherhill for 20 years. I've served in multiple roles, and it's just a great honor to be able to be a part of this ministry and the folks that we serve.
Awesome. I think it's really important to say too, whether you've been to camp 100 times or never have been to camp before, to just know a little bit more information. Lutherhill is a camp and retreat center, and we have two unique facilities. One has been around since 1954, and that's Lutherhill Camp and Retreat Center in LaGrange, Texas. And then since 2016, we took ownership and started the Zion Retreat Center on Galveston Island, which is an 8-bedroom facility, great for like congregational outings or family reunions, that kind of thing. So we have Lutherhill ministries at the hill and at the beach, and you are welcome at either place.
Great. Well, I wonder if you might dig into those places by telling us some of the stories about what happens at camp. Is there a story that stands out in particular that sort of illustrates the impact that Lutherhill has on folks?
Yeah, I can't. There's multiple stories, but I think in general, camp provides a place apart. And I always think of camp in the life of the church. We're the fun uncle or aunt, so we provide a fun little getaway for you to experience God in a new and exciting way. To worship outdoors, to play, to do everything. And so we shake you up, and then we send you back to your home congregation to go back and take a little bit of what you learned here back into your home congregation in your community. I think one of the things that I think about story wise would be just how with campers growing into staff and then watching them now in their congregations, in their community, the skills and the gifts that they learn about here, how they go and impact the world and change the world. Think back to one of my first summers. We had a staff member had a little bit of rough time, and then stayed with us the next 4 years, and through that is now out at another camp being a director and changing the world there as well. So it's just it's a great lab for leaders, and it's in a place for kids to experience God in a new and exciting way.
Nice. Well, we know that this year has been for all of us a year unlike any other, and I know that has an impact on camps as well. When you had a reduced when you've had a reduced program last summer, or ended up canceling a lot of the summer, and of course that affects that affects everything. So I wonder if you might tell us how y'all are doing and what your needs are.
Sure. So you're correct. Last summer, we ended up having to cancel all of our programs to make sure that we could keep everybody safe. So we did not have residential camp at either of our facilities, and we also did not have day camp. And so we did host 2 virtual camps, which was our first experience, and very different because we're so relational in nature and used to being like physically together. Matt says sometimes for an organization that is all about gathering, it's been a rough year when you're not allowed to gather. And so it's just been a challenge, both financially in terms of the majority of our retreats and summer camp programs being canceled, and then just like continually having to try new things and experiment and pivot. So we're built so much on tradition, and this really shook us up, and God showed us the hopeful future and how to pivot. I think that was one of our big words for this year. So you asked about our greatest need. We're so incredibly grateful for our donor base and the support that we receive. Our donors have been incredibly generous. We are finishing up a campaign called And We Will. So basically, at the end of each worship at camp, we say, "Go in peace." The community responds, "Thanks be to God." And then we triumphantly say, "And we will," an affirmation that we will do what God invites us to do. And so our donors have been graciously supporting us in bridging the gap between the hard year and the hope-filled future. So your generous gifts in terms of that would be really wonderful. The other thing Matt and I were specifically thinking about is that all people have had a challenging year, and with COVID in mind. And so I know a lot of people's finances have been directly impacted. And we at camp want to make sure that finances are never an obstacle from experiencing the joy of camp. And so we have a pretty robust campership fund so that if anybody has problems paying, that we can supplement that with donor support. And so that's really, I think, where we could use your help the most, is contributing to our campership fund to make sure that everybody can experience the transformational love of God through this transformational community.
Well, thank you, both of you. We keep you in our prayers. We support your ministry. We just love Lutherhill, so we're grateful for your time this morning.
Yeah, we thank you so much for your partnership in ministry, and we're just grateful for y'all even considering a gift to Lutherhill.